Anyway, Dan, come up and grab these. There's 3. I went through a whole bunch of them. Allegedly. And there's 3, Dan, but 2 of which come from the same guy. So take that in consideration, okay? Now, Dan, and Jay, I want you to be my witness that I actually X'd out the person's last name and email address because I didn't want Dan,
Probably stick it up to the light and see it.
No, I don't think you can. I guarantee you. You know what, Anna? As a matter of fact, you little.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, stick it up to the light because I went on both sides, Anna. Nice try. I went on both sides. I put a Sharpie on both. Did I not?
I would say you've learned how to redact things properly after the last 15 years of being around me.
I would say that one of the Diagos has taught me how to really redact things, and you can't go reverse paper, light up to the deal, and be able to get it when you double magic marker it. So I double magic markered it so that people that are critical or not critical of the show can email us and not face, digital retaliation from one of Dan's private eyes that he's hiring. So I did get one email, and I'll read it. Of course, Bubba, you're the man, and Merch is the woman. Lummy is over. Dan, way over. Rhett, okay. Macho is very interesting. Brian has gotten worse for some reason. Don't hate him, but it seems to lean into his liberalness. I could do without Anna. Jay is so prim and proper for me, but Jay does contribute good stuff as well. So
that's lovely.
That's this guy's opinion. Now,
Pretty good
Dan.
Summary.
Now, Dan, we have a couple emails. They're actually 3 total, but one email is just 2 different emails by the same person, and we were going to start this new segment where you read them nicely, and then you can be critical and be mad, but you have to deliver it in a nice fashion. Like you can't start, because you know how you start pointing your fingers and you start just going crazy.
Pretend like you're in court.
Yeah. Court.
Tear it apart intellectually.
Yes. Or not.
Or not. Or shot out of the cannon.
Or whatever, Dan, whatever.
Okay.
But just, all right, Dan, sorry, are you ready? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. This is the first one from Mike. This is a very negative one.
From Mike?
We don't need to know that one.
Okay. Okay, just from Mike. Mike could be anybody.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, it's Mike.
Okay.
And there's you don't even know his last name
No, I have no
or
idea.
his emails because I've double Sharpied it.
Yep.
But he doesn't write like
Both
Pity,
sides.
so it's not Mike Baker.
Right.
Okay. I love how Dan is bitching about people today being steadfast in what they think is right and no compromise. Isn't that exactly thing Bubba's doing? This is why I like Brian is on sometimes, because there's actually someone on the show that just doesn't kiss his ass all day. So that's sort of, I understand you're saying that.
Oh, is the email done?
It's done.
All right, you gotta say.
That's it?
You gotta say period.
Period.
Okay.
Period.
Now
Sent
this
from
is
my iPhone.
now. Thank you for the thoroughness, Dan. Now the Dan rebuttal. Now because I got to know. Okay, now this is your opinion.
Yeah, okay. In my opinion, this isn't saying anything negative about me. It's just that I compliment and agree with you a lot, Bubba. So, I mean, I guess this could be negative.
No.
It's like Lummy with you.
Chony land, but
Lummy.
I don't see how this is really that negative.
Dan, the purpose of you reading these emails aren't necessarily to be bad ones. We could very well, if people appreciate you, I ask them to email the show too, show@thebubbarmy.com. Like you could be very well reading an email that says, let me tell you something, the show sucked until you brought Dan in.
That's not what this is.
And there's probably 200 that say Dan's a hero.
Dan's a breath of fresh air.
How many times I see Dan's a hero in chat?
So Dan, when those emails come in,
Okay.
those will be put in there too.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay.
No problem.
So, I guess he's saying I'm a hypocrite, maybe because
No,
He's saying you're a butt kisser, mass kisser.
We're going to move on, Dan.
Okay.
Like we're not.
I'm not sure why
breaking,
that's
We're not
negative,
breaking that
but-
down.
That's not
It's
negative.
Dan. It's not.
Okay.
negative
It's just
necessarily.
email. It's just a Dan email. Okay.
Didn't I just establish that?
Yes.
This isn't
I
a
thought they were all negative.
I thought they were supposed to be all negative too, Bubba. That's
he
just
said
why I'm
emails
just a
coming
little
in
confused.
nice.
positive.
No.
He said positive or negative.
It can be any kind of email, but the negative ones you have to respond nicely to.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, buddy?
The other one is actually a thread of emails.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Matthew somebody.
Right.
Been a fan since 99. Stuck through all the hires and fires. I even tolerated Tuttle. Then it turned into the Diaco douche hour. I quit.
Hold on, Anna, can you please be a lady? And can you please can you control your outburst, please? Okay, please. Okay, Dan, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I quit for about 2 years and last week decided to try again. I have listened for a week, comma, no laughs, comma, lots of lies and vitriol. What a silver-spooned hater, comma, complaining about how the left always call names, comma, when that is all he does while offering no facts, period. He is ignorant and out of touch, and all of you are so busy marking out you have lost touch with the common man. I am a lifelong conservative, comma, but your takes on the current political situation are just delusional. Spreading your election lies is un-American and dangerous, comma, not surprising you elitists attach yourselves to a liar and braggart like Trump, period. I am done with the Bubba army for good, period. F Spice Boy.
Oh, okay.
End of email.
All right.
Then from, do you want to see the
I figured we might
response?
as well continue it on.
Can I do the response?
Can
The
I
show
make
response?
Can I make a comment?
Yes, you can.
If at some point may I be Dan's attorney and defend him too, because that that's just
No.
Okay, never
no,
mind.
No, I'm going to better you. You could be Dan's brother and defend him.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do.
That's
Gloves off.
That's stronger.
That's gloves off.
Hold on. That's stronger than your legal opinion.
Yep.
Your brotherly bond you have with him is truly, far more than your legal bond with him. Correct?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Next.
So my answer is you can respond as his brother all day. I don't want you to respond as his attorney. I want you to respond as his brother. Unless it's an obvious legal matter. If we need to
Hear the rest of it.
Okay. Oh, you got it, Jay?
Yep,
Got
I
it.
do.
Okay, continue on, Dan.
Go, Dan.
Go, Dan.
Can I get the response
Yes.
from you guys?
Yes.
Okay, Matthew. The show is meant to entertain. I am sorry that some of the personalities have made you personally upset. Bubba values your opinion as a listener. I promise this will be forwarded to him. Thank you for being a valued listener. I'm sorry if we lose you. Politics tends to be a sensitive topic for all of us. I often agree to disagree and listen for the entertainment value of the show and the personalities bring. Thank you for taking the time to write in.
The merch crick.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty good response.
Oh
actually.
man, I couldn't write it better. That's
It's a
perfect.
very good response.
Yeah, I think it's a very good response. I think
Respectful.
I think it's like, hey, your opinion's not necessarily wrong. All the show comes in different shapes and sizes, and we value your opinion. Thank you. Dan gave me new boobs.
Can I give you his last response? There was one more. email?
Yes, because it continues on. Yes,
Okay.
this is his response to our response.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the response. My point is not that I hate Diaco politics. I was a listener for almost 20 years and often found myself disagreeing with views expressed on the show. When it turned into the Diaco show, it stopped being funny or compelling, so I stopped listening. Still, I tried again after a couple of years to find things have gotten worse, and now the show traffics in misinformation regularly and is even less entertaining than before. Dr. Dan has many talents, but they do not include radio or humor.
Hold on, his brother. By the way, for those scoring at home, his brother laughed at that one. Don't think that his brother's always going to be a big softball. Jay popped on that one.
He is not reliable, and his stolen election nonsense combined with his snobbery makes the show intolerable. Period.
Sincerely, Romina.
Oh, man.
Matt Cox.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Oh. Dan, Jay outwardly belly laughed on the one.
I think these are wonderful emails, which is why I'm going to.
No, Dan, that's not how we agreed.
Oh,
that we were
I read him calmly.
But you're supposed to respond calmly too. Do you know
Okay.
that?
I can still respond calmly. That was video. See, this guy doesn't watch it on. This guy doesn't watch video because he doesn't have the savvy
Dan's
to get on Rumble.
Dan's wiping Dan's wiping his hat way over the top. Like I have to give the Hindenburg explanation that's going on here is that Dan is violently, like almost his ass was on fire trying to wipe. I mean, it was not just that was a violent ass wiping, Dan. And Dan, is that your official? Is that your official response on record?
Yeah, that's not my official. My official response is I'll respond to the first one.
Hold on, you've already ass wiped both of them, buddy.
Yeah, I can still read through the. I can still through the ass. I can read through the ass.
Can you read through the poop?
I can read through the poop.
Okay, let's go. Go ahead. Calmly. Remember, calm.
In response to the first email, I am certainly friends with Bubba, and I align with Bubba, and I don't like to counter program against Bubba. Brian, on the other hand, does like to do that. It's just different styles, different techniques. It's a different dynamic.
And quite frankly,
I don't like to tease Bubba.
Has anybody asked me what I wanted?
I have.
Right. And Bubba made it very clear that Bubba didn't want to be counter-programmed. Bubba doesn't want you to mess with him about certain things. It's cheap
it's the
shit.
Bubba the Love Sponge show.
It's cheap humor. It's a cheap shot, and it's not good. It's not creative. It's like, teasing a bald guy for being bald or teasing a short guy for being short. Oh, obvious.
It's low-hanging fruit.
It's stupid.
Right.
It's stupid. It's not sophisticated. So,
and then the second one.
I get that. So this is a calm crumbling it up. This isn't an angry crumbling it up.
And it wasn't even an ass wipe. It was just a crumble up.
It was just a crumble.
That's a win for the guy.
Okay. So I get it. It's just different, and it's just sorry. I mean, and I'm not steadfast, and I am flexible, and if I'm having a conversation with someone and you bring up a point that's valid and I believe, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to think about this differently now. I'm very reasonable when it comes to that. So sorry, I misinterpreted my actions or style. It's just I have made the decision not to hit the low-hanging fruit. And I've made the decision to go more with Bubba instead of against Bubba because it makes my life more pleasant.
Well, also, he asked you, though.
And he specifically asked that.
You want to stay on the show.
So, and I like to stay on the show.
Well,
it's a privilege and an honor. And so I'm not here to just taunt the fact I'm here.
But hold on. We all have different roles, and I have a different feel and relationship with everybody. That's kind of what makes the show the show. And the relationship that I have with Dan is that he's one of my very best friends in life, and
boyfriend.
two, and borderline boyfriend, and two, like that's just the way we are.
He's a little shot out of the cannon. But he goes with that's his character.
Well, no, but not only that, but me and Dan actually hang out off the air.
Can I respond to something real quick on this one, just to say as a brother?
Brian don't.
Danny has a character on air, which does not represent his character as a human being.
I don't know, it's pretty close.
Danny's character as a human being is one of the most, and you talk that's one of the most solid things in the world. Dan's a dick until you need him.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m, a Saturday, a Sunday, early in the morning.
Who came up with that saying?
Me. Doesn't matter.
Because it's right.
It's exactly right. But it doesn't. Dan's persona on air is he puts it over the top at his own expense. He hears from us all the time about it, and he's just doing what he's asked to do. This is Dr. Dan Esquire. That's the character. So lighten up. It's character. If you don't like it,
it's like when Hulk Hogan testified that Terry Bollea didn't have a 10-inch penis, but Hulk Hogan did.
Right.
Well, Dan Diaco does have a 10-inch penis, and so does his on-air character.
Dan's a man of character.
Dan, is your on and off air penis the same?
Identical. Mirror images.
10 inches all the way around.
If you're looking for that non-offensive broadcast, you're in for a surprise. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I love the sponge.
It's not that kind of love sponge.